Chapter 1 O'Hara. You are listening at FameTV.info. In the dark space, everything seems extremely quiet. This is a strange space like a prison, divided in half, and one side is divided into 3 prisons by dark golden pillars with the thickness of thighs. Each prison a bronze chain hung straight from the sky, but there was no one inside. On the other side of the 2 halves, I was standing with a slightly confused dark-haired boy, looking at only 7 or 8 years old. Where is this and why am I here? The dark-haired boy can be said to be a question mark in his head at this time. If he remembered correctly, he seems to have been killed in a car accident. Could it be that this is the legendary hell? But why can't you see the other souls? When the dark-haired young man was full of doubts, suddenly his consciousness was suddenly hesitated, as if someone was calling him, making him quickly blurred and disappearing from the dark space. The turquoise blue sea occasionally waves beautiful waves, and the seagulls that fly by from time to time show a beautiful seascape. Hey, wake up, are you okay? When Chingu opened his eyes slightly confused, what he saw was a dark-haired young girl with big dark green eyes looking at herself with nervousness and surprise. Who are you? What's wrong with me? Chingu, who has not yet responded to the situation, said something subconsciously, and at the same time, I don't know why, the girl in front of him clearly didn't know him, but he gave him a kind of extreme familiar feeling. While talking, Chingu lying on the beach also unconsciously wanted to sit up, but as soon as he moved, there was a sudden pain in his head like an explosion, as if he was forced into something. A stuffy humming sound from the nose. Chingu covered her head in pain, and knelt on the beach with cold sweat on her face. The sudden change not only caught Chingu off guard, but also surprised the young side, and her little face immediately flustered. What's wrong with you? All right, should I take you to the hospital in the town to see? Said the girl nervously. She also didn't know the teenager in front of her, just because she came across this beach by accident when she came to this beach for a walk. It seemed that she had suffered a shipwreck and was drifted to the island. Out of her kindness, even though the girl was panicked, she checked the situation immediately. She had been very happy to see the other person woke up from a coma, but she thought it would suddenly become like this again. The soreness from the head came suddenly, and it also receded quickly, but after a while, the feeling that it seemed to crack was weakened. But at this time Chingu had no extra thoughts to answer the young girl's words, but after the pain disappeared, he was sitting on the beach with some distraction. Under the bloating just now, a lot of pictures and memories emerged in his mind like slides, and from these pictures and memories, it fully shows that he has now passed through, or regained his life. Wu Qing'e was an ordinary young man living in modern society, but was also hit by a bad accident and was killed. He did not expect that he should return to the dust and return to the earth, but in a state of soul, crossed the world in front of him, and also lost his young man who had just died of the shipwreck and was reborn. Passing through is definitely the dream of countless secondary 2 teenagers, but Chingu apparently did not expect that he would actually encounter such an unbelievable situation, and he would naturally feel a little lost for a while. Of course, it is naturally fortunate to be able to live again. After all, Chingu hasn't lived enough. The real reason for him to be dazed is mainly the world he was born into. From the absorbed memory of the original master of the body, Chingu not only knew that the master of the body was named Alan, but also knew from his memory that the world in front of him was actually only one piece of fantasy, one piece. The reason why Chingu determined that this world was one piece was because the memory of the original body owner contained information such as One Piece Roger, Devil Fruit, etc. And his previous life was very enthusiastic about the One Piece animation. The situation naturally cleared up. The imaginary world has become the real world, although it is unbelievable, but it is enough to be alive. After a pause, Chingu gradually recovered as usual, and at the same time, he was silently thinking that he has experienced death firsthand. The horror feeling of life encountering despair and fear is absolutely unimaginable. The feeling of death shrouds him even if he thinks about it now, and he doesn't want to feel it again. Although you died because of a shipwreck, after all, I occupied your body. As a feedback, I will be called Chingu Alan from today. It is also a thank you for your body. Chin Song thought silently. How are you? I can't say a word, is there any discomfort in my body? After seeing Chin Gu in great pain, Loli, with big eyes, started to feel dazed. www.novelfull.com can't help asking Road. Chin Gu, who had cleared his thoughts, also looked at the other side. Unlike before, when he knew the world he was in now, when he looked at the big eye in front of Loli again, his eyes blinked suddenly. I'm fine, thank you for your concern, I don't know what your name is. Chin Gu smiled slightly, with big eyes. Loli said a little embarrassedly, my name is Nicole Robin. What about you, what's your name? Is Nicole Robin? Chin Gu repeated as if whispering, and then his eyes glared, I'm Chin Gu Allen. Sure enough, no wonder he felt that the other party looked very familiar before. Sure enough, it was the intellectual master sister who was mature like a peach in the future, but I don't know if it is before or after the slaughter order. If it was before, it would be dangerous. Are you called Chin Gu Allen, can I call you Allen in the future? Little Loli's big dark green eyes appeared in anticipation and said with courage. Of course you can, after all, you are my life-saving benefactor. Chin Gu chuckled, and at the same time stood up and glanced around. You call me Allen, then I'll call you Robin, too. Robin, can you tell me where this is? I have suffered a shipwreck for a long time on the sea, and I don't know where it is. Chin Gu seemed to inadvertently ask a sentence. Nicole Robin also stood up from the original squatting squat. She was a little happy, and she was naturally defenseless. This is O'Hara, it is a world famous archaeological site. Introduced her own hometown, and Nicole Robin's face was full of pride, not only because of her deep affection for her hometown, but also because she was also an archaeologist with a degree. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.